What is up, Sneeples? We are so back. I was able to top 4 at the Calling in Tampa, went to the world premiere of Rosetta, and just had a blast. I have so many stories to tell, some good, some bad. So just like my buddy and teammate Caleb or Majin Bey, I want to do a story time video because I think I have enough content to have a pretty damn good video for this weekend. So let's just get into it. All right, so Friday is here. This is when the world premiere event is going on. I'm wearing the SNEEP jersey because it's casual. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone's there to see new packs and new cards and just overall having a great time. And you can see that through like the atmosphere of it all. Like everyone's smiling, everyone is just like stoked. And when everyone starts ripping up the packs, you're hearing like oohs, ahs, and everyone's like looking over and whatnot because it's all brand new. You're seeing like new equipment and you're seeing the Fable and all this other stuff. And like, what, that card does what? It's really cool. It was awesome. So it was such a great experience. I was next to my buddy Alec Myers. Like, that was fun. It was such a great time. I hope LSS continues to do stuff like that because it really felt, like with, I don't know, man, how many people there were. It felt like there was like at least 400, maybe even more. But everyone there, we were all kind of under one umbrella and we were all just like a community, and it just felt really good. So I opened up my packs. I didn't get anything. I got some cool like comments that I didn't see before, like Harvest of the Four Seasons. That was really cool, but I didn't like get any like Majestic. I didn't get any Legendary. I didn't get anything cool. So I was looking at everyone else's at this point. So I ended up going like a Burdens pool. So I ended up like making a Burdens deck, and I didn't know if it was strong or not. I felt like it was out of my card selection, that was the best hero to go. So I put it together and then go off for round one. Round one, I face an Acilio. This is piloted by a gentleman named Michael Clare. Anyways, I am bringing this name up because this guy is my nemesis for sure. Great guy. We had a great games, but for whatever reason, I can't beat this guy, even if I go undefeated on the entire day. And that's happened twice. So let me get to that. So we face each other, Verdance versus Acilio. Now we know that Earth is really good and sealed, and like Florian and Verdance are gonna do a lot better than Acilio and Aurora. But at that, being the first game of Red Sealed, I had a hunch towards that, but I wasn't 100% sure. It wouldn't have surprised me if like I was wrong, right? Like you really don't know until you experience all these things. So I wasn't gonna, just go to Sealed and be, oh, I win for sure, especially since I lost. But he had a sick deck. He had the Sigil of Brilliance. He had everything you'd want out of a Sealed deck. In fact, I believe he was on stream for the finals for that world premiere. So I think he lost that one, but you can go and see how cool his deck was. But anyways, he beat me. It was a good game. It came pretty damn close. He was at 1, and I think if I amped one more time, I maybe could have got him. But he got me, and so I went 0-1 to start on this tournament. So it was I was like, well, all right, we'll see how it goes. Needs to get a little better than this if I'm doing the calling tomorrow. So round 2, and I'm not going to go over every round, but the first 2 rounds were quite notable. Round 2, I faced off against Isaac Stanley, aka Siphon. That's SIFN. Guys, this guy he's a YouTuber, and boys, he is a character, and he is exactly what the Fab community needs. You should go check out his YouTube. His YouTube is it's so criminal how underwatched it is. Just because it is fun to see these types of characters come out. He's even at one point on one of his videos said, I'm going to be the villain of Flesh and Blood, which I think is just such an awesome statement. But anyways, we face each other, and we put up our YouTube channels on the line. All right, he started off. He was like, "All right, let's play for our YouTube channels." I was like, "All right, let's do it. Let's do it." We're playing the Verdant's Mirror. He then tells me after I agreed to this deal that he gained 15 health on his opponent last game, and I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, "Man, am I losing SNEEP? Is it gonna be Siphon Sneeples or Siphonals? I don't know." Anyways, Siphonites. But yeah, so I was a little worried there. So we start playing, and at this point he's tracking all life because he told me he's trying to beat his last game record. He's trying to gain even more life this time around. So he's tracking how much life gain he's done through the entire game. And by round 3, he's already surpassed his last round's life gain. I think he gained 16 health by round 3 or by turn 3 already. I was like, oh my gosh, like we are so in trouble. I'm over here. I'm just trying to do my best, to like keep putting damage on. And yeah, he just keeps gaining life on me. He gained a total of 27 health in that game. So I had to deal 47 points of damage to win that game. But we did. We got there. So we're still Steeples. I don't have Siphon TCG yet, but maybe later that will come down the line. Maybe it's in the mail. Guys, I really mean it. Like, you guys gotta at least go and watch a video too, because you gotta meet this guy in person. He's so fun. We had a great game. It was just laughs the entire time. And he's a wizard guy, so if you like wizards, this is a guy for you. That's for damn sure. But anyways, so that was my round 2 matchup. And then my other rounds, they were great games. I quite appreciated them. But just, your normal, just happy, jovial games, basically. And that's great. I like that. So I ended up going 3-1 on the event. So I finished fairly strong. I felt pretty good with that. So I was like, all right. Maybe I'm not so washed. But I'm planning to do the calling tomorrow. There's another event at 3 p.m. That's a Super Armory sealed. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. Let's get more reps in. Let's get more practice in. All right. Now, Super Armories are basically just really, really, really big armories. And what that means is if you go 4-0 in a Super Armory, you get all the pricing that your armory would give you. So that is the cold foil and that is the playmat. All right. And then because it's a SEG Con event, you also get tickets, right? So that is what the Super Armory is. So we went and did, when I say we, me and my partner Cheyenne, because she came here as well. It was her first convention, or her first calling that she went to, but it was a lot of people's first convention and calling that they went to. So it was a great event. Anyways, we both go to the Super Armory, and I open up my pool. I still haven't pulled anything cool yet, honestly. And I'll give you a little spoiler alert. Other than this card, Shirley, I did not pull anything cool this entire weekend. So don't expect me to be like, I got this Marvel sigil or anything. All right, I didn't pull anything cool. And that happened with this pull here. This time, it was also a Verdant's pull. So I was playing Verdant's once again, but I actually really liked her play style when I was playing at the World Premiere. So I was kind of excited to play her again. So I was like, okay, let's play some Verdant's. And so, all right, so this one, just your normal Super Armory, just playing games, having fun. It was a great time. I was starting to really pick up on what cards are good. Fertile Ground is a bomb in Verdant's. I love that card. Harvest of the Four Seasons, love that card. So it was like a lot of things I was learning. I was also seeing very much that Earth is if you're trying to get competitive in sealed, you probably do want to be playing Earth, right? I was definitely getting that sense. But yeah, I was learning how to combat fatigue. I was learning how to combat aggro. It was very good, and I was winning the entire time as well. So I end up going 3-0 into my final matchup, where my opponent, I'm going to give him a shout out because he's a great story, Chandler Toe. We're on table number 1, and he's like, hey, would you like to split? And I said, okay, let me think about this, all right? So my partner Cheyenne, she's also 3-0. So I was like, okay, at this point it's about 6. We're feeling kind of hungry, and I got something else going on in my mind I'm going to tell you about. All right, so something else is cooking up here. So I'm trying to, I don't know. A split doesn't seem bad to me, right? But if Cheyenne was going to play, I still wanted to play. So I go over to Cheyenne. I'm like, hey, my opponent's offering the split. Do you guys plan on playing it out, or are you guys going to split? And they talked about it, and then finally they agreed to split. So I go back to my opponent, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's split. And then we worked it out. It's like, okay, I owe you this many tickets. And then I was like, well, I already have the Aurora playmat for the Armory, right? But I actually don't have the cold foil for the Armory yet. So I was like, how about this? I get the cold foil, you get the playmat? And he's like, totally cool with that. I was like, perfect. Now, I brought the Aurora playmat with me because I was like, well, maybe I play Aurora, and maybe I'll play on that playmat. That'd be cool. It'd match, right? So I was like, dude, Chandler, you don't even have to come up there with me. You can get these ticks that I would get for the split, and I'll give you this playmat, and then you're free to go, and then I'll go up there and get my ticks and whatnot. I'll get the playmat back, all good to go. And he was like, awesome, perfect, all right? And so that's what we do, right? I give him my playmat, and we part ways, right? And we're both stoked by it. Now we get to a little bit of a negative side. This is not the only story that's negative, but this is probably the most negative story. Happy ending though. Happy ending. Okay. Go up to the booth. Report my 4-0, right? They start handing me ticks. Cool. They splay out some cold foils face down, and I pick one, and it's not the meld card. It's not the meld cold foil. I'm like, oh, I thought it was gonna be this month's Armory, and the guy told me no, it's just from History Anthology. It's like, huh, but it was a cold foil Death Dealer, so wasn't unhappy about that. I was pretty alright with that. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, and then there's a playmat, and he's like, nope. I was like, I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a playmat. He's like, no, they don't do that anymore. I was like, man, are you for real? I really just gave away my playmat like that? Now here's the deal. First off, I have a ton of playmats. It's not that big of a deal. I don't have multiple Aurora playmats, but I do have a ton of playmats. I don't need another one. But what made me feel bad about it was that it wasn't my playmat. It was my partner Cheyenne's playmat. I was so sure I was gonna get one that I didn't even think that it would be a problem. And so that's why I was like, no. I just gave away her playmat for a cold foil Death Dealer, basically. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I feel bad. I'm like, no way that they just changed this. I was for certain I get a playmat. So I look at the registration and the page for it, and sure enough, it says 4-0 gets Armory, or Armory's cold foil and playmat. And I was like, wait, yeah, I wasn't wrong. I am supposed to get a playmat. So I show the head judge over it, or the head organizer, one of the blue shirts, right? Not a judge, but the guy up there in charge. I show him, I was like, hey, I am supposed to get a playmat. And he was like, well, we just don't got them, so I can't give you what I don't have. And I was like, okay, but it says here I'm supposed to get a playmat. And he looked at it and he was like, all right, well, does it say where you actually, when you buy it, does it say you get a playmat? And he clicks the button, and it does. It goes to another page that says I'm gonna get a playmat. So I'm like, he's like, well, sorry, I can't give it to you. I don't have one. I was like, dude, are you kidding me right now? Because here's the deal. me and Cheyenne, my partner, I think I already said that, but anyways, we decided to do the armory when there was going to be a Rosetta sealed promo event, getting the Phoenix Fighting Spirit for the promo. We decided to do the armory instead, and we knew it was going to go into that event, so we knew we had to pick one or the other. But we decided to do the armory because just get the practice in, and because we chose that, we missed out on the promo event. And I'm just thinking, I was like, dude, like, I'm over here, like, I got the 4.0 here, right? And I don't even get, like, the cool stuff. Like, the cool full Death Dealer is cool, but I don't get the playmat. I did want the cool full meld card, if I'm being 100% honest. I don't get that, and I'm just like, I missed out on the Rosetta. I'm like, dude, so anyways, that's kind of going through my mind. And I'm like, can I get something, right? Like, do you have, like, any playmats back there? Can I get something? Because, like, man, dude, I gave away her playmat, right? So, like, can I get something so I can be like, hey, do you like this playmat? And, yeah, the guy's just being stern with me. He's like, nah. He's like, no. And then he's like telling me, he's like, I mean, like, is that really the deciding factor, the playmat, for you attending this event? I'm like, dude, yeah. Like, you can't, it's not for you to decide, what's the deciding factor for me. Like, come on, right? And so I'm getting a little upset too now. It's not yelling or anything. I don't really go to that all too often, but I'm not feeling great about it, right? So I got to a point where I was just like, dude, I can't get, like, anything for, like, a voucher or something. Like, I can't get anything for this stuff, man. And maybe I'm being a little bit of a Karen here, but I don't know, man. Whenever you see that you're supposed to get a playmat and then it's just not there, it's like, it is a bad feeling. And he's strict, so I was like, can I at least get my money back then? Because I'm telling him, I was like, I asked if I can get the promo. He was like, no, I'm not giving you a $100 promo. I was like, okay, fine. Can I at least get my money back, right? Because it's false advertising at this point. Like what's going on? And he was like, yeah, but you're gonna give me the ticks that you want. And I thought about it for like a second. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You can have the ticks. Because in my mind, I was also thinking, I was like, well, I did open up the card, so at least I get to keep the cards. But I was like, I was so done with it, so I was like, fine, right? So I start getting the ticks. I start, like, counting it on the table in front of us, and he's like, something happened then, because all of a sudden he had a change of heart. Because I think maybe I called his bluff. Maybe he didn't think I'd actually do it, as far as giving tickets back. But something happened, and he was like, you know what? I want you to be happy. I see where it said that you're supposed to get a playmat. We just didn't have one. So let me look at my prize wall. Let me come back to me, tomorrow or Sunday, and let me get you settled up, and we'll be squared. I was like, all right, thank you. All right. And we were pleasant with each other after that. Obviously, I'm not upset so much anymore. But yeah, I was just like, it kind of irked me. I was like, man, dude, like, man, it was like, I felt like I was getting screwed, and I was just, I've been there before. It just, sometimes it just happens, but it never feels good when it happens, right? But so far, good ending. We'll circle back then, but I go ahead and leave. Now, I mentioned earlier, had something cooking, right? The reason why we were totally cool drawing is because one, food. Wanted to eat some food. But two is we saw some spoilers that was going to crack Acilio. All right. Boy, I wish Tone was not banned, because I think we'd have a cracked Acilio CC deck. But we have an LL deck now. Anyways, prior to this world premiere event, from the cards that we were given, I was really trying to cook up something on how to get like a one-turn kill turn with Acilio. I was really trying to figure out some sort of combo turn, messing with brainstorms, taking out brainstorms, messing with attacks, taking out attacks, just really trying to put some stuff together. And then when I saw his legs and I saw his arms, I was thinking, okay, now we get action points. and now we get an extra source of amp. I was thinking, okay, maybe this can work. And so like I'm kind of half distracted throughout the day because I'm kind of thinking like, okay, and then maybe we can tome and with sigils and like things are going through my head, and then like a guy plays Count Your Blessing on me, or like he like discards Count Your Blessing with Facil's ability, and I'm like, wait, hold up, that's not bad. That doesn't sound bad at all. You know, so more things are. So anyways, we just ordered a pizza. All right, we kept it simple. Stayed in the hotel. We were just gonna, you know, have a good night, quiet night, because we knew we'd go out with friends the next night. So me and Cheyenne kept it simple, ordered pizza, and the whole time I'm cooking up. Thank God she brought her work computer, because I was on it, making decks, really putting it together, and I did it. I got the OTK turn. You can see the deck text out there. We already have the video out there, but I brewed it together. I called Gabe immediately, and I was like, Gabe, I found something. I'm really excited about this. He was like, how soon can you make a video? I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I guess Monday. He was like, damn, dude, like just film like something. I can get this out by this week, and we can be the first. And I was like, okay, I'm down. So we had yellow screen effect because we had the yellow wall on the hotel, and we had like put all the like move the lamps to like get the lighting on there. It was crazy. It was the most rigged up film set that you've ever seen for YouTube. But we did a little bit of green screen. We got on TTS because I could install that one. And we did some recorded there, and we got it, baby. It's out there, so I'm stoked for it. We played some games with it too, and it works. It works so well, and I still kind of mess around with it. I so wish it was CC, but like I still mess around with it. It's so much fun. So, anyways, we cooked that up on Friday night once we got the cards, because we were already trying to anyway. So once I got the armor set, it was like, oh, this is, we found it. So. Okay, so that was Friday night. Pretty impactful, pretty big Friday night. All right, Saturday. All right, so this is when the calling begins. All right, so Saturday's here. We're wearing the Metal Fab jersey. It's time to put our competitive hats on. You know, we're going to really get there, right? Like we're trying to get a good placing so we can day 2 for the calling. So. I'm pretty nervous, all right, because the only decks that the only hero that I have played so far is Verdance, right? I haven't even touched a Lightning hero or Florian at all, so I was pretty nervous. I was like, please just give me a Verdance pool. I know how she works now. Please give me a Verdance pool. I open up my pool. So in this one, you open up your pool real quick, and then you hand it off to the person across from you, and then so you have a 2-way verification, so no one's like bringing in extra cards, right? So I'm opening up my pool, and I can't like sit and look at it. I have to immediately like give it over, but I do get to see what I open. And early on, I open a Felling of the Crown, and I am stoked. All right, that's a majestic bomb for Earth, right? And I was like, okay, surely I'm Earth. So I'm like opening, and then like I see the helmet. I'm like, okay, that's good. And I see the legs for Earth. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. I was like, okay, so now the only thing I need at this point, what I found out is like, I just need like 4 to 5 decompose at least. Please give me some decompose. I wasn't able to like see it all immediately. But then, yeah, once he verified my deck and I checked his verification, we were good. I can start looking at my deck. And we had 6. We had 6 decompose. I was like, so I was like, okay, we are so Earth. We are so playing this. We get to play our majestic bomb. We get to play sweet armor equipment. We are so good. Now it's just like, okay, am I a Verdance or a Florian deck? And I really looked at it, and it came down to I was a Florian deck. And I was a little nervous because we haven't done Florian games yet. Only Verdance. But truthfully, I think my Runeblade pool was a lot better than my Wizard pool. So I went with what was given. Okay, so let me pull up the rounds for this. All right, so I am playing Florian. My first round's against Aurora. I get there. So just your typical, like, I'm just going to block you with 2 cards, come in for 8. Block you with 2 cards, come in for 8, sort of stuff. And that works pretty well against Aurora. The next matchup is a mirror. I was able to get there. I think I ended up playing a lot of mirrors that day. Florian was the most played. My third round matchup was against a good friend of mine, Claire. That was a great game. I don't know if you watched these or not, but we had a Florian mirror. And yeah, that was a close one. It was a good game. The entire time. So let me back up a little bit here. So in Florian mirrors, what you're typically looking to do is go to fatigue, basically. And so you're trying to fatigue each other. Now, my deck has a lot of 2-card 8s. Or, yeah, 2-card 8s. Pitch 1, come in for 8, right? And Felling the Crown's one of them. And Felling the Crown really makes the mirror a lot better. Because then I'm up on value, not only from like putting a card, one less card for you to block or come in with, but I'm also coming in with like big damage. So it was really actually hard to fatigue my style or my sealed pool, just because it had some anti-fatigue cards on it. So that's how I was able to beat Claire. Next up, you might know this name, Nathan Crawford from the Card Guys. That was a close matchup. That one did go to fatigue. We both had no cards left in deck. And that one was super, super, super close. It came down to a decision on his end, whether to attack with swords so he can attack, a few times with swords, or come in with an Autumn's Touch. He didn't quite know, what my cards in hand were. I had 4 cards in hand. I had no 3 blocks. So if he came in with Autumn's Touch, I'd have to give him 3 cards because we're both at 1 health here, or we're both in single digits. And then I can't swing back, basically. But instead, he comes in with the sword for 4 because he plays the sigil that makes you a rune champ. And so he's going to be able to come in with the sword for 4 and 1 next turn as well. So I get his line. I think his line's the safer line. But it was the one that cost him the game because I was able to block for 2 cards and then come in for 6. And he had 3 health. And he only had a 3 blocks. So it really worked out on my end. Close game. But we got the dub. All right, moving on. I think I finally faced my first Verdance. So not a Runeblade mirror. I get there. I face another Runeblade and then another Verdance. This Verdance was tough. They had that one. So I was in the life lead against the Verdance. Usually they gain so much life to just keep dealing damage to you and buffer. But I had the life lead. I was like, I think they were at 5 and I was 18 or something like that. It was like, I was like, dude, this feels good. And especially for being like at this point, we were like round 7. So like, we're both 6-0. So I was like, damn, like it feels good to get like a good, easy win here, right? Like, it's like, okay, good. Cause they've all been stressful kind of, right? And then he plays that card that like amps the number of life you've gained. And he pairs that with like gaining like I think he gained 10 life. Yeah, he played 2 red Furrow Crowns and then played that card. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh. So I just lost like 11 points I lost 11 life there. And I was like, dude, this is so insane. So now I'm in the single digits with him. And now I'm scared, right? Any arcane spell at this point, and I'm like, there's a good chance I can lose. So did end up getting that, but it was a little scary. Now I'm 7-0. Once I hit 6-0, or actually once I hit 5-0, I kind of figured that, hey, this is a deck that could go all the way. So once I hit 6-0, I was locked in for day 2, but I really wanted to keep going. I wanted to go all the way because I felt like I was like, this is actually a good deck. I want to go all the way. By the way, if you want to see what the deck is, we'll have a deck list in the description. You can go check out my sealed deck. Maybe I'll make a video for like Patreon for it, but you can go check it out whether you're Patreon or not. Anyways, so going to the 8th round, I wanted to be able, yeah, 8th round. I wanted to be able to win the whole thing because I just thought it was be really cool and it'd be so like such good momentum going into day 2. We play on stream, but it's the backup stream. So yeah, unfortunately, you guys don't get to see this game, but it was such a good game. Such a good game. It was like the best game that was played, that I played that day. And it came down to decision points, and that's what it was. So that was day 1, or like day 1 of the calling. At that point, I'm kind of fried, but I'm feeling fucking awesome. I go out and eat with buddies. Gabe tells me, I talked to Gabe a little bit. He tells me, hey, this video's cooking. I got good edits coming in. I'll probably give it out by tomorrow. I'm like, all right, go for it, my dude. Yeah, so we're the vibes are good here as well. All right, let's get into the last day. Not so many narratives on the last day, but it's still a good one. All right, we're here on Sunday, day 2 of the calling, and I'm wearing the Cowboys jersey. 1, the Cowboys are playing today, or that day, so I wanted to, show some support. But 2, the main reason why I was wearing it is if you knew me way back in Tales of Aria, in Tales of Aria's Dallas, I wore a Dallas Cowboy jersey. It was a calling in Dallas, and wore a Dallas Cowboy jersey because, again, it was Sunday, and I top 8'd that with the jersey on. Went to Cincinnati the next week, same thing, with the jersey on, top 8'd. So I had to bring the jersey back to top 8 with it. And we did, baby, we did, but let's get to it. So day 2 is draft. I have not drafted at all. I could have drafted a little bit Saturday night, but I was pretty spent. Went out, ate, had fun, and I was like, okay, I'm just chilling now, right? I opened up a few packs, and like, okay, what would my pack 1, pick 1 be? But I mean, I was just chilling at that point. So, doing the first draft, I'm pretty freaking nervous, all right? Because I've done heavy hitters, the calling of heavy hitters with Hartford, and I did really well with Sealed day 1, made it day 2, and then just flubbed on the draft. Because that was my first time drafting, and at that point, you could have actually drafted before if you had friends that drafted, or if you went to the Runaways Discord, you could have drafted, which I finally got a QR code for those who are wondering about that. I will put that up when we do the draft video so you guys can draft there too. Anyhow, so I was nervous that a repeat of that could happen, but luckily the playing field is a little bit more even this time. A lot of people, it's like their first draft or first of or 5 drafts, right? Like they didn't maybe drafted, a little bit this weekend, but that was about it. Okay. All right. So I'm in the first pod. I'm queued up to face Michael Hamilton round 1. I'm not too worried about that. That doesn't really get in my head or anything like that, but just a little tidbit. It's kind of cool. We start the draft. My pack 1, pick 1 is a Runeblade Majestic Snuff Out. All right, it's not a great card, but there's nothing really great in the pack either. So I was like, I'll just get a Majestic Runeblade card, and I'll stay open. I don't need to go Runeblade. I don't need to go anywhere. I'll just stay open though, right? Pass it, and then we start drafting, right? And I don't exactly remember all my picks or anything, but what I do remember from this draft is that I got past the helmet, and then I got past a lot of Harvest of the Four Seasons, which that card was such a major player the last 2 days that I saw this as a very good card. But by the end of pack 1, I'm looking, I have no decompose, all right? So it's looking like I'm going Florian, all right? Because I actually got a decent amount of Runeblade cards and some Earth cards, but no decompose. So I'm like, shit, right? So I'm pretty nervous. I'm pretty worried about that. So I'm like, okay, decompose has to be number 1 priority. All right. Pack 2, first card I opened, yellow Cadaver's Tilling. It's like, that's decompose. Slam that. All right. We keep going. All right. The Earth isn't coming this way. All right. It's not really coming there in pack 2. I do get some decent Runeblade cards, but that's about it. So I'm pretty worried. I'm pretty worried about this draft. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like gonna be a mono rune blade deck basically. It's like, I do think that draft archetype exists, and I was gonna have to play it, but I was like, oh my gosh. Anyways, pack 3 comes around, and I get 3 decomposes passed to me, and I take them all up. So I ended up with 4 decomposes, and I ended up with like a halfway decent draft pool. I don't think it was anything spectacular, but it turns out none of these drafts are. You don't really make a super powerful deck just because, as far as Earth goes, you're kind of fragile. You need like so much decompose, and if you don't get it, you're kind of just like a Runeblade deck. Anyway, so I build my deck. It's a Florian deck, and then I sit across from Michael Hamilton, and he's playing Verdant. It's a fairly close game. If I had one more point of damage that I could throw in on him, I think I could win that game, but I was just 1 point shy of doing so. So he was able to take the win there, and that was my first loss. So I start with a loss. I'm like, I'm kind of wondering, like, is this deck going to be good enough? But then I faced, I think, a Florian Mirror, and then I faced an Aurora Mirror. And I was able to get there on those. I faced an old friend there for the Aurora Mirror, which I was on stream, but it was a backup stream. So yet again, I went on stream, but you guys wouldn't know because it was the backup. But I was able to win that game against good friend George. And so after that, I went 2-1 on the draft, and I've always said that that's where you want to be. 2-1 is a good record for draft. So I'm actually really stoked. I'm actually feeling pretty strong. I'm 10-1 going into the second draft. If I win one more game, I'm in. I'm in top 8. All right. Second draft happens, and where before I wasn't sure I was in a good spot, which by the way, it turns out I was. I was like the first of the Earth heroes. So my pack 1 and 3 were good for Earth. So I was actually in a good spot for where I was when I drafted the first pod. Second pod, I knew I was in a good spot. I was getting past Earth Bombs pack 1 so it was Hamilton and Yuki Lee Bender. So Michael Hamilton and Yuki Lee Bender were passing to me. Those are good players, right? We can all agree on that. And good players tend to know how to draft sending signals and how to, read signals. And so Hamilton and Yuki were sending me signals, and I know how to read them. I know how. I was like, yep, I see that. You got it. I'll be Florian. Well, actually, I wasn't really Florian too much. I was like, yes, I will be Earth. Thank you. Because it was like Earth. And I was like, yeah, okay, these are great Earths. Like, passing me, like, red Cadaver's Tailings. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then, a lot of Rune Blade cards are getting passed too, so I was like, okay, probably being Florian, right? Pack 2 happens, but I was like, I could still be Verdance as well. I kept that in mind. I was like, I picked like 2 Wizard, 2 Rune Blade cards, and rest Earth. So like, I was like, I could go your way. Pack 2, I get past the Arcane Seeds and Life card. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be Florian. I mean, that's like a bomb, so I'll pick that for sure. And then it was a little dry. Like, I got more Earth cards and more Runeblade cards, but the Runeblade cards dried up really fast. And then I got just a ton of Wizard filler. So that was a little nerve-wracking. And then pack 3 comes around, and I get the Earth and Runeblade cards that I need to complete the deck. I actually feel like the deck's actually really strong, and I'm feeling really good because I got another bomb. I got the his other meld card, so I'm feeling really good. I'm like, okay, these are good cards. I have a great fucking deck. I was in the perfect seat for this. When I was putting it together, I did have to play some generics just because I had so many wizard stuff. No crack baubles, so we did good. But one thing that was pointed out to me by my teammate and friend, Peter Bunisic, was that I didn't have a lot of 3-for-7s or anything like that. So it was going to be a very fatigue style deck. And I was like, okay, sure, I can play that style, no problem. Round 1, I go against Lucas. Yeah, I'll go against Lucas. We face each other, and he fatigues me. It's a Florian mirror. He fatigues me. He has the 3 for 7. I was like, oh shit. So I'm like, oh man, all right, just need to win one. Just need to win one. It's okay. Round 2, I end up facing Michael Hamilton again. This time on stream, but on the backup stream all the same. Actually, I think the first stream canceled, and so we actually do get to face each other online. And I lose to him again. I lose to Germinate. What a powerful card. That card's gonna make its way again. I'll tell you what. But oh my gosh. So I lost to Germinate. Is what it is there. So now I'm worried. If I lose this next round, I'm out. I face Quinn. It was me, him, and Michael Hamilton that were the 8-0s for day 1. He's not having a great day. He's Xing 4. I'm Xing 2. So we play. He was playing Acilio. I had like 2 Fertile Grounds in my deck that were red. I had a lot of ways to gain life. So I just outgained life on him, and I took it. And I got to top 8, and it felt great. It felt fucking great to be back there because it's been so long. Now, when it comes to limited, I've only missed 1 top 8, which was the Hartford, calling Hartford. But I have got the 2 Aria sealed ones. I even have a Bright Lights sealed one, and now I got a Rosetta under my belt. So, boy, it feels so good. Did little picks. Now, wrapping up this story, we got 1 more draft. I am so chill, all right? I am so chill. Like, I've already made top 8. I'm just going to draft and have fun with this, right? Which is so weird to say because, like, I actually have a lot more to gain, but I just have such a mellow vibe right now. And so we're drafting, and I shit you not, it feels like an armory draft for 2 reasons. 1 is because of how relaxed I am. But 2, which is maybe what's making me a little relaxed, is that it was so clear that I was supposed to be Florian. And when I got up and built my deck, everyone that was watching the draft was like, dude, there's 5 lightning heroes. It was a train wreck. I'm like, what? It felt that way though. I got so many Earth cards. I got so much Decompose. I got so many 3 for 7s. I felt great. The only thing I didn't have was armor. That like just never came. But I had everything else. And I was like, dude, this deck is there. I like this deck. Like, this deck is solid. And I was like, I don't know. I was just like, this is so weird. Like, it felt like the other drafts were a little, well, maybe the first draft was the hardest. And yeah. So anyways. So, put together yet another Florian deck. Which, yes, that does mean I played Florian the entire calling event. And that's not by my choice. I mean, I guess technically it is, but like, I stayed open to what the draft was giving me. If draft gave me lightning cards, I would have done lightning, but it truly just had me be Florian. So I was just Florian the entire time. And so I put together my Florian deck. Round 1, I faced one of the lightning heroes, and it showed. It showed that there was 5 lightning heroes and that there were 6 rune blades. 6 rune blades, 1 Verdance, 1 Acilio. Isn't that insane? And so, yeah, I was able to get him. We had a great game. That was against Andrew Lawrence. It was a great game. Really enjoyed that game. Just because I should say it wasn't necessarily a great game, but it was a fun game to play. For being top 8, to have such a relaxed, jovial game, that was kind of nice. Round 2, so I go to the semifinals, and I face Lucas Oswald again. This is our 3rd time facing each other. We have good games as well. You know, we have some good back and forth. Same thing for this one. I lose though because of the stupid Germinate card. That card has killed me twice today, or Sunday. I keep thinking it's today. And yeah, so I lose to that card. And that is where the run ends. And so now, without further ado, I get my gold foil pack. Let's open it up. Let's open it up and see what we got. So calling 2024 top 8 gold foil. Getting top 4, which is my highest placement. I'm proud of that. Let's see how it goes. All right, the seal is broken. I can no longer sell it as is. All right, there she is. All right, gold foil legendary. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Alrighty. Alright. Well, now I get the new Arcanite Fortress. Oh, no, this isn't Arcanite Fortress. This is the Earth equipment. It's so new, I don't even know the art now. But it's a Rosetta one. Sick. Super, super sick. Alright, so it's the Earth equipment. So Florian, Verdance, they'll be running this equipment for sure. For sure. That's so cool. It's so cool because when I did the Aria calling and I got top 8, I got Tales of Aria card. My first one was Rampart and then it was Heart of Ice. Because for Dallas, this is Cincinnati. So I'm so happy I get a Rosetta one doing the Rosetta sealed. I don't know if that's how it's designed. I don't know anyone else's gold foils, but I'm actually stoked about this. You know your boy is like an Earth guy. I'm Ice guy 100%. But my boy Oldham, he's Earthy. He's Earthy. So you know I like Earth as well. I'm actually pretty stoked on this. This is actually really, really cool. So I am so back, baby. You bet your ass we're going to be coming out with some sealed draft advice, all the limited stuff. So that is coming all the same. But thanks, guys, for watching for this very end. Stoked about that. If you just skip to it, that's fine. I get it. But I think I had good stories to say. So anyways, I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening in, and keep on fabbing.